All right, so your new key terms are the French Revolution key terms. The first term is the French Revolution. The definition is a civil war fought from 1783 to 1789. The common people fought back against the king and the queen and the oppressive government for individual rights and freedoms. I drew the French flag, which would be red, white, and blue, and a cannon. The Reign of Terror. This was a period in French history in which over 16,000 citizens accused of being against the revolution were killed at the guillotine. The first person killed was Marie Antoinette. This was led by Maximilien Robespierre, and it lasted about 1 year. Ironically, he was the last person to be killed. The Committee of Public Safety was a group of 12 men who took control of the execution, after the execution of King Louis XVI. Please go ahead and fix that so that it says XVI and it reflects the 16th and not the 14th. The people that took over were Jacobin radicals who supported drastic changes to society, and they encouraged the terror to eliminate the First and Second Estates, which they believed were the cause of the revolution. The Tennis Court Oath was a protest by the Third Estate that took place on the tennis courts of Versailles. They protested the limited vote that they had, so they left and formed a national assembly and created their own constitution. A coup d'etat is when they overthrow a government by force. So you can see that I've drawn 3 people throwing the king over a cliff. Bourgeois or bourgeoisie are the wealthy middle class that were not nobility, but they are part of the Third Estate. These are like the doctors, lawyers, very well-educated and wealthy people, some who had more money than the nobility. The First Estate was the social class that was made up of clergy or church leaders, which was 1% of the population. Most of them lived in the palace. The Second Estate was the nobility, so I just wrote names of nobles like Duke, Marquis, Lord, Lady. The nobility made up about 1% of the population. The Third Estate included peasants, towns workers, bourgeois, and they made up about 98% of the population. So I drew a farmer, a carpenter, and a symbol for a doctor. The storming of the Bastille. This event was when the Third Estate successfully took over a prison that held ammunition that they needed to fight against the government. This occurred on July 14th, and that became the Independence Day for France. Marie Antoinette was the Queen of France prior to the Revolution. She was Austrian, and she's known for overspending excessively. She's accused of saying, "Let them eat cake," and is blamed for many of the financial problems of France. So I drew her very large wig and a crown, a dress. On the back, there is the Great Fear. This was mass chaos in the countryside. Peasants attacked the First and Second Estates, killing many, and this is when the nobles fled the country. So I have drawn some peasants here with pitchforks, and the house is on fire and smoke, and then one of the nobles is running away.